Alright guys, in this video we're going to be going over how to write the equation of a line using point slope. So there's two big keys that you need to know. One, you need to know how to find the slope. So if you're still struggling with slope, you need to go review my other videos. But in this video we will be covering it. So remember, for slope, the formula is y is equal to m is equal to y2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. This is also known as the change in y or change in x. Y'all know, you guys know it as rise over run. The second thing you need to know is this new formula called point slope. So depending on the problem, the point slope formula is going to be y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. Now, this is going to be way we're going to be using to write equations, because this is how you're going to do it in Algebra 2. So it's going to make it a lot easier for you to know how to do this down the road. So notice that there are some similarities in the problem. We need the slope. There's a slope right there. And notice that we have y1 and x1 here. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and proceed with my steps. First thing, identify 2 points on the line and label your 2 points. I need 2 points. So see one right here, that's going to be 0, 3, and I'm going to label that one x1, y1. I'm going to find a second point. I see one right there, that is 2, negative 1, and I'm going to label that one x sub 2, y sub 2. Now, honestly, you could label them either way. This one could be, the upper point could be x2, y2, or the bottom one could be x1, y1. Doesn't matter, as long as the ordering, like x1, y1 are always together. You cannot separate them. If you do, you will end up with a mistake. Now that I have them labeled, I'm going to go ahead and find the slope. So I'm already on step 2 now. Using my slope formula, m is equal to y sub 2 minus y1 divided by x sub 2 minus x1. I'm going to substitute my points. So my y sub 2 is negative 1, put that in parentheses if it's negative, minus 3, and again, I'm just putting everything in parentheses when I substitute. x2, or my x sub 2, is 2, minus 0. From there, I could go ahead and put that into Desmos if I don't want to do the math, or if I can, or if I need some help with the subtraction. But negative 1 minus 3, that gives me negative 4. 2 minus 0 gives me 2, which is equal to negative 2 over 1. But again, I want to simplify that all the way down, which is negative 2. So my slope is negative 2. Now that I have my slope, I'm going to go ahead and use my formula, which is, and it's called point slope again, because all you need is a point and the slope. Point slope form is y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. So you need the slope, which we have, and we need a point. Now, normally I would tell you to go with the point that you already have labeled x1, y1, but for the sake of this video, that point will make the equation too easy. So that's a hint for your future, but I'm going to go ahead and use the point 2, negative 1, and I'm going to relabel it x1, y1 for the sake of this formula. And I know my slope is 2, which is negative 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and substitute everything. Y minus, when you substitute, make sure you put it in parentheses, negative 1 is equal to 2 times x minus 2, and again, I'm putting that in parentheses. Now from here, you will need to simplify, and what I mean by simplifying, check to see if you have the simplest signs, which means if you're subtracting a negative, write it as a plus, and remove any unnecessary parentheses. So what I mean is y minus negative 1, since it's subtracting a negative, you could rewrite that as y plus 1 is equal to 2 times x minus 2. All right, so now technically I would tell you to stop right here, because this is the point slope form already. you might want to go look at your answer choices and see if this is your answer, because from here you don't really need to work it out anymore. Now, if your answers don't look anything like this, then you keep on going and you're going to make it into slope-intercept. So at this point, I'm going to draw my line and I'm going to solve for y. So I'm going to rewrite my equation so that way y'all can see that one could be preserved. All right, so remember, distributive property, multiply everything inside the parentheses. So that gives me
Good morning, Skyline. The time is now 8:45. Please begin to make your way to your advisory period to pick up your personal protection equipment.
all right, -2 times x gives me -2x. -2 times -2 gives me +4. At that point, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 1 off of both sides to isolate the y. Again, I'm trying to get the y by itself. Y is equal to -2x, because we didn't do, I just dropped that down because we didn't do anything with it, plus 4 minus 1, which gives me 3. And now we have our equation and slope-intercept. So now from here, you could try to see if you have this as an answer. All right. So hopefully you found this video intuitive and easy to do because I color-coded everything. So make sure you have this in your notes. Okay, so starting from 1 and work your all the way down, because I'm going to start doing some note checks. So you guys have a good day.